What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Andrew Jacked. So today marks less than 5 weeks out of this year's Miss Olympia. And what Andrew has been doing post his Texas Pro victory, which by the way we all know was a very dominating one. Well, he has been maintaining, trying to keep his body in a good position so that he is really ready for that final push with Chris Lewis, aka Psycho Fitness. So he is gonna fly out to the US any day now. And from what we got to see from his latest workout, which by the way was a back workout, is that he is still super strong and he is pushing insane amount of weights in that post-show phase. I mean pulling 7 players on that T-bar rows with so much ease. And the other thing to notice here is that the man has stayed very lean post-Texas Pro win. So that is gonna be key for Andrew Jacked at this year's Miss Olympia, because many believe that Andrew is one of those guys who can grow into the show and appear bigger and harder than what he looked like at Texas Pro and bring that same conditioning as well, maybe even better than that. So his back also looks very much improved here. But if we stop for a second and compare this back to the back of the reigning Miss Olympia Dereklindford, I have to say there is zero comparison there. Now Andrew does have those incredible round muscle bellies, undoubtedly the most statuesque physique in this year's Miss Olympia lineup. So this is gonna be Andrew's third Miss Olympia, and for the very first time, people have sought to believe that he has what it takes to be Miss Olympia, to fight for the title. And we have to keep in mind, no one said that after his Texas Pro win last year, because he was still lacking some size, especially in his sides back then. That is your reigning Miss Olympia, the only man in the bodybuilding history to have won both 212 as well as the men's open title, Dereklindford. So I think the biggest improvements in Derek's physique this year that people are gonna see at the Olympia stage, they're gonna be his legs. Just the overall size, the grainy quality, and the look that he has with 5 more weeks to go. I have to say that is a whole new level. I mean, look at that detail and separation while he is doing that leg press. Plus, I think you can all see that Derek has that dead face, and that is an indication that he is way more shredded than people think, especially at this point in time. And the champ is also showcasing some insane strength, doing 4 plates on the front squats, and making it look so easy when the food is low and cardio is high. That is impressive stuff right there. And I have to say the man has the weight of the champion on his shoulders. So if you guys have been following Derek for the last couple of years at least, you know he has always trained extremely hard. But him and his crew, they're pushing the intensity to a different level this time. The physique that we saw in Pittsburgh Pro guest posing a few months ago, Derek was in such good condition back then that he could get ready in 6 to 8 weeks time. And his quads at that time, they looked noticeably improved. And Derek has put in months of work after that. So we are gonna see much bigger and much improved version of him on stage in about 30 days time. So this is the physique update that the fans are gonna get from Nick Walker with 5 more weeks to go. So this has been altogether a different prep from the mutant, because I think we can all remember he used to put out a lot of physique updates. He used to post all those check-in updates every week, but people counting him out this year, that has made him really change his mind and also change his strategy for this year. And the strategy this time, that is to lay low and just shock the entire bodybuilding world. When he first walks out on that stage for his mandatories at the Olympia prejudging in 30 days time, so his abs are looking deep and separated as always, and he has been working on his waistline as well. So we are gonna see a much better version of him at this year's Miss Olympia, especially in comparison to what we saw at the New York Pro earlier this year. And I have to mention one thing here, Nick Walker got kinda lucky that he did not get that special invite. Imagine the IFBB handed him the invite, and he showed up at this year's Miss Olympia with that New York Pro physique. That physique would not even have placed top 5 at the Olympia this year. So the feedback that Nick Walker received after winning this year's New York Pro, that allowed him to go back to the drawing board and make some improvements that were necessary for the Olympia stage and show up at his all-time best. So Nick and Matt Jensen, they're gonna go all out, because the thing is they have nothing to lose here. Plus they have so many people to prove wrong here, so they are gonna come in guns blazing. Next up is the update of Brandon Curry, the former Miss Olympia in the trenches, going through a shoulder workout at the Ocean Gym in Kuwait. The place that allowed Brandon to become one of the few guys in the bodybuilding history to hold the title of the best bodybuilder on the planet Earth. So Brandon is at a point in his career where if you ask anyone who has been following the sport of bodybuilding for some time now, and not just the experts, and you ask them to pick their top 6 for this year's Miss Olympia, they are more than likely to drop Brendan Carey out of the top 6, despite the fact that we know Brendan's stats, and he has never been outside of the top 5 since 2018. So for the past 6 years, Brendan has been placing in the top 5, or to be more precise, top 4. So he won the Olympia title back in 2019. He placed runner-up twice in 2020 and 2021, and he has been placing 4th in the last couple of years. So will Brendan try to bring back his Olympia 2020 look, where he was smaller but he had more separation? Because if what his former coach Abdullah said, if that was true, that Brendan did not even start training seriously for this year's Miss Olympia until he was 3 months out of the show, then it is gonna be impossible for him to bring that size that he had in 2022. But still, I have to say, people can say whatever they wanna say about Brendan's legs, but the judges like his physique a lot. I mean, the man has been placing top 4 just on the basis of his shape and his amazing aesthetics up top. And the thing is, that isn't me saying that. Those were the words of the head judge Steve Weinberger after last year's Miss Olympia. So do you guys think that Brendan will slip out of the top 5 at this year's Miss Olympia? If Matt Greggo continues to put on more muscle on his frame, especially at this pace, I'm afraid the men's open bodybuilding is the only option next for him. Because I have to say, he has been literally mutating. So that is the word that comes to mind after watching his progress in the last 1 year. So Dereklindford, his training partner, he has been watching Matt's prep and the progression of his physique over the years. And he was so impressed with how things are looking, and there is absolutely no exaggeration when he says that his physique from the near pro to how he looks right now, that is so much different and in such a good way. So Matt is also one of those taller guys in the classic physique division. So that is another thing going in his way.
Obviously prepping for the classic Olympia, and boy, like I said, has he put on some serious muscle and good quality dense muscle. And he's like, I'm seeing stuff in his physique now that I've never seen even at New York and Pittsburgh. So
he lost in Pittsburgh to Eric Wildberger, and I think the reason for that was his back, but he won afterwards in New York. So the back specifically that Matt has been building for this year's Miss Olympia, that is gonna be different. So Chris Aceto is working his magic with Matt Greggo, and I cannot wait to see him on the Olympia stage this year. And I don't think I'm wrong in saying this, that this guy has one of the craziest frontals in the division right now. So do let me know what you guys think. How high can this guy place? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.